Okay, my friends, a pleasant Saturday afternoon to each and every one of you who are locked on the Sentinel Media Broadcasting. Where we are live, my friends, those of you who are locked on, we are live on Facebook, YouTube, TikTok. We are live, my friends, for your pleasure this afternoon. We are here under your behest and your request, whereby we are here fulfilling our mandate. We are here Mondays, Wednesdays, and Saturdays from 1 p.m. until. And we are here, my friends, identifying the anomalies that is perpetrated upon the citizenry of this country. I want you all to listen to the grammatical structure of my statement that is perpetrated upon the citizenry of this country by the government of the day, and so much so by those persons who are agents and representative of said organizations. My friends, today in studio with me is my beloved friend, my activist co-host, Premchand Baldeo. Prem?
Yes, thank you, Imam. And a pleasant good afternoon to Trinidad and Tobago, our beautiful people, East, West, North, South, and Central. And to those of you who are viewing on the World Wide Web, Assalamu alaikum, Imam. Namaste, and a cordial welcome to our program Hard Facts, stream live on Sentinel Media Broadcasting, and you are viewing the program Hard Facts. I would like to begin by saying it is indeed an honor, a privilege, a blessing to be sitting in studio next to the revered, the illustrious, the hardworking, the people-centered Imam Rashid Karim. Imam, thank you for having me, sir.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Yeah. My friends, something has been bothering me for overnight, and I'm not too sure if I should bring this out in the program. But Imam, if I can have your permission, right, I would like to view this. It is really bothering me. We did not discuss it before.
Is it something illicit or anything of that nature?
It is not illicit, Imam. Right? But it is really bothering me. I would not bring something like that.
Okay, so you wanna air it on video?
I would like to air it, yes, on video if possible.
We will hold back the video.
Hold back the video,
but maybe hold back the video, and maybe because you could speak about it, and then afterwards, maybe if the callers so desire, they may call in and maybe air their views on the matter. But what is so pressing, Prem?
Okay. I still haven't second thoughts.
Yeah, what is so pressing? Explain.
People of Trinidad and Tobago, this is a multicultural, multi-religious society that we live in. Okay? All cultures, all religion falls under an act of parliament.
Correct.
Okay? There is a video circulating on social media where two young men, their names are Neil and Roy, and they got married. Two male beings got married in a lavish wedding reception. Now, I'm a Hindu, Imam.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a practicing Hindu. I'm a proud Hindu. I'm a lecturer in Hinduism.
Correct.
All right? Nowhere in our scriptures, in our Hindu scriptures, and Hindus have many, many scriptures, right, has this type of marriage been condoned. or may I say, being encouraged or accepted, right? It is disgusting. It is sickening. Imagine I get invited to a wedding, Imam, or you,
Yeah.
and I have to take my son and my daughter, brought up under strict Hindu rules and regulations of a Hindu home. And when we go to this wedding, is 2 men getting married or 2 women getting married? In this case, we are discussing is 2 men getting married. Right? That is total, it is gross disrespect to my scripture, to my belief, to the customs and traditions of my home, my ancestry, and my religion. I'm calling on the Hindu ministers of religion. Tell me something, Pandits. Would you officiate in such a wedding?
But the question back to be asked here, Prem, and I really and truly, if it was both parties from the Islamic community, that would have reached a different level, right? But again, we can't allow maybe sparks to really and truly begin in areas that is inflammable, whereby, you know, it could escalate into a great drama, whereby, you know, it could even cause violence amongst the people of Trinidad and Tobago. Now, Prem, I want you all to listen carefully, and those of you who are locked on, this program, Hard Facts, is real. Now, I imagine this, Prem and I, we go a long way. And I only ask Prem one question: is it anything of illicit nature? And that's the reason why we are holding back the video, because again, I don't want to really and truly create a tension between any communities, whether it be the Hindus, the Christians, or whatever different communities that there are. But I know for a fact that, Prem, that is an accepted norm.
It is becoming acceptable.
No, it's an accepted norm when it comes to the Christian background and the Christian faith. Now we have seen that it's stepped over into the Hindu culture and the Hindu faith. But I tell you something.
That is why I asked to our Hindu ministers of religion, would you officiate in such a marriage between 2 men?
Well, that is something that the call us 740-3347, right? Or you can call us at 372-2129. Those are the numbers that you can reach us in studio. And again, Prem began the program with this topic because I realize that it is really and truly traumatizing you at this point in time, knowing for a fact that you have been an educationist when it comes to the Hindu philosophy,
yes.
Right? So again, those of you who are locked on, my co-host is asking a question. If you are a Hindu priest or a pundit, right, would you officiate, or is there any leeway that is in your holy scripture? But in Islam, I can categorically state that nowhere it is permissible for man and man or woman and woman to get married. And that is something that is haram, it is prohibited, it is totally forbidden when it comes to Islam. And anybody who tries to really and truly adapt it, that is your decision, right? But again, there are people in other countries that would not take it standing if you would blaspheme against the religion of Al-Islam, because that is blasphemous.
It is blasphemous. That is punishable by death.
Right? So I'm just letting you all know we are living in a peaceful society, whereas we are seeing that different leaders will try to stir up, you know, race and discrimination and tribalism and all these things to really and truly garner votes for the upcoming election. That is what we are seeing. But again, my friends, those of you who are locked on, our program today is really and truly a serious program. I, Rashid Karim, and I can speak for my friend Premchand Baldev, we have no ulterior motives of conducting this program here today. We're going to call a spade, we're going to call a shovel, we're going to call a hoe a hoe. Alright, that is our policy. And we will try our best not to encroach on the rights of any citizens. But again, you as an individual, when you take up the mantle of public service, then you are going to be scrutinized with a fine-teeth comb, Prem, and you know that.
Yes.
Because I tell you something, there are videos who are circulating, and I have said this, and I don't really want to come here again to attack the United National Congress. And that is not our objective. But as long as these people who are supposed to be agents, that is their agents. Similarly, if the PNM councillors are not doing what they're supposed to be doing, and they are doing things that is contradicting or contrary to what the mandate of their portfolio requests them to do, my friends, people are going to rebel. I'm telling you. And this is why we are here on this program. There are certain issues. For example, again, this gentleman, this guy, who is the councillor for Greenwich Road, again, Prim.
But Imam, we did a video there last
I think these fellas have no shame.
Oh my.
I think these fellas have no shame. You know what they think? This gentleman feel that the Hindu community in Felicity is the people who given him the majority of the votes. So he's trying to do everything in his power to appease the Hindu community. But I have explained clearly. I have told this guy that there is the Chinmaya preschool in that road, boss.
Yes.
There's the Felicity Muslim organization. There is Kenny's tire shop. There's the Muslim funeral service. And that is an access route where people can take to make other thoroughfare, even to reach Shogunas via Petersfield. And you have seen it. You have seen it in your wisdom to let Imam Rashid Karim come here week after week, week after week, lamenting, crying, and begging you to repair that street, a street that you have promised to repair 2.5 years ago. I want John Public, producer.
So Imam, are you saying the appeal we made last week before Eid al-Adha?
They didn't come to
Nobody
even
came and did anything?
They didn't come to even throw a drop of sand.
You had pilgrims from all over the country and different countries coming in there to do worship. Huh? They whole line up for to collect arms.
And let me tell you something. You know what is the hard part about it? Let me tell you all something. This is the hard part about it. And the United National Congress is going to get a rude awakening. They are going to get a rude awakening simply because the opposition leader, the MPs of the United National Congress, they know that this jackass have been brained.
Yes, yes.
They know this jackass have been brained for 2.5 years, asking for the road, Greenwich Road, to be repaired. And not one of them would take up a phone and say, hey, Mayor of Shogunas, councillor for the area, please try to see if you can help that jackass who worked for the United National Congress for the past 28 years. This is the blatant disrespect that they have, and they expect people to vote for them. Let me tell you something, UNC, United National Congress, you all are going to get a rude awakening. You have to know when your time is up. You just like how, goods have shelf expiry date. You as an individual, read your expiry date. Your expiry date has already expired. Your expiry date has already expired. Do not wait to change label. You cannot change the label in the same old can. This is what we have been saying to you. You are not taking advice as a political leader. You are not taking advice. Whoever is giving you advice want you to fail. They want you to fail.
Yes, Imam. Yes. You go
You
right
understand?
ahead.
They want you to fail.
Imam.
They want the United National Congress to remain in opposition simply because they are comfortable. They are comfortable doing 25% or even so much so nothing and collecting hefty salaries from the central government of Trinidad and Tobago. My friends, those of you who are locked on, I want you all to call this station today and air your views. 740-3347. I want to bring up a thing. I've been bringing it up, Prim.
But
go ahead.
you're on the same subject, Imam?
Same subject.
I want to say something, right? The Cary Savannah Road, Monroe Road area, okay? That area has been neglected by the former councillor, okay? And that individual is going up again. Let me tell you something, Mr. Councillor. How are you going to face these people? Are you going to come into the area? How are you going to answer the questions posed to you? Again, Charleville is going to give the United National Congress a rude awakening also, Imam.
Exactly. And watch it. This is something that we're not lobbying for. You have done a good job. This United National Congress have done a good job, and people will want to call here and feel that, we lobbying for the PNM.
No.
We doing. Let me tell you all something, people. Let me tell you all something. If you want to remain in opposition, vote for the United National Congress. That's my take right now. Vote for the United National Congress and remain in opposition for the next 25 years.
And enjoy bad road, bad drainage. Enjoy all those things.
Because PNM not going to give anything to you unless you make effort and make sacrifice and you have proper people who are going to lobby for you. Let me tell you something. Dr. Keith Rowley is going to listen. But when people, going in parliament and all they could do is knock the table and they can't even stand up and give a proper contribution. They are not articulate. They're going across there, they're reading. Outside there, when they were their friends and their family, they could braille like, what?
They're very eloquent.
Yeah.
Very
but when they go in parliament, they're shutting up and people riding their back like jackass. They are being ridden like jackass in parliament. And nobody is saying anything, my friends. We are staying quiet. We want to vote the mother. This is what we're saying. This is the mantra. If we vote other people, we're not voting the mother. And we're going to lose. My friends, those of you who are locked on, this is real thing. If you want better roads, vote them out. And let's put good people. There are parties. There are new fellas. Men like Alexander. Right? These are guys, these are fresh on the draw. If you look at it, these fellas could be a real good opposition.
Imam, there are people from the NTA. Okay? And other political entities that are vying in this local election, and they are campaigning in Chaguanas heavily, and they have been well received.
And you see what is going to happen. They don't understand the politics of the day.
Local government is not going to change the government, Imam. Local government is for roads and drainage and bridges and whatnot. Okay, we have to lobby for that right now.
This is why we are here.
That's why we are in this program.
This is what we are doing here. None of us, Prem, have not transferred our loyalty to any other destination. All we are saying is that you as the political leader, you are the leader of the United National Congress. The people are telling you. The people are telling you, and we have been speaking out for the past 4 months on this very said station, telling you the MPs are selecting MPs.
Yes.
Right? And we are telling you this, the councillors are selecting councillors. Where is the voice of the people? Where is the voice of the people that you said the voice of the people is the voice of God? And they're going to hate me. They're going to hate me and call me Nimakaram. I am a big Nimakaram. I know Nimakaram. I am here to speak the truth. It have nobody in the United National. All these guys who are sitting in parliament there, they may be founders of party. But when you look at founders of party, they are the inheritors of party. Yes. They don't understand. They hardly went on the ground floor. They hardly went on the trenches. They would come and go. They would come if the political leader is speaking 7 o'clock. They will reach it 10 minutes past 7. They don't even want to hear she opening remarks. They don't even want to hear she opening remarks. These are the guys she taking advice from. Hey, Imam, the leader reach it? Yeah. The leader reach it? When she come in? She's supposed to be speaking 7:30. Huh? Okay, no problem. We'll come out 7:45, 7:50. Okay? We were there. Make sure you leave our parking for me, please. Thank you. This is the attitude of these fellas. And you are taking advice on it. That is the reason why we are going to remain in opposition. Because you, my friend, my leader, my friend, all these MPs who are there, you are the people who really and truly putting us in opposition. Because when was the last time you rally with your troops? Do you know who is your troops? Do the MPs of Trinidad and Tobago know that they have troops? When you look at the statistics and you see 29,000 people voted for you, you see 29,000 people voted for you. If out of that 29,000 you could muster 3,000 vociferous voices, you are going to get changes in your community. But the MPs cannot even muster 20 or 25 people. All they can muster up is the office staff. Let me be real.
Let me ask a question, Imam.
All they could muster up is a few friends and family and the office staff. The councillors, the same thing. The office staff and a few people who they give work to.
Nobody wants to hear them.
Exactly.
Nobody wants to listen to them, and nobody will follow them.
So my friends,
and that is going to be reflected on the election day.
But I tell you something.
It is.
We are going to have a rude awakening, and I saw it's something that people are going to challenge. They're going to ask why. You can be, you punch out about 20 holes in the bottom of a barrel, and you carrying that cargo to some destination and expect you to have cargo in that barrel. I mean, that's just bull. That is craziness. My friends, those of you who are locked on, Hard Facts is here to stay. We are here to lobby for you. We have a lot of different things. I'll tell you something. People from Grandy, people from Carnage, people from all parts of Trinidad, they are locked on and watching. Yes. Some of those people have information, but I'll tell you something. We are not in the maligning the character. It has certain people, you have information that you feel that relevant, the attention of the police, we will help you with that. Okay? But again, my friends, those of you who are locked on, this program, Hard Facts, is your program. We are here Mondays, Wednesdays, and Saturdays from 1 p.m. trying to steer conversation that could bring some upliftment. I want to say today that I have failed, Prem. I, Rashid Karim, have failed simply because for 2 years and 6 months, I have been clamoring, knocking on the doors of who is the councillor of Greenwich Road, and he have not acceded, he have not accepted, and he have not assisted the Muslim community and the Hindu community in Felicity. Let's take a call.
Let's take a call. Okay.
Yeah, call us back.
Call us back, please. Yeah. Imam, I want to say something. I want to add to what you just said. Any noble human being could preach in the mosque.
Yeah.
Could perform puja, do yagya, Ramayana yagya and whatnot. All right.
And do bandara.
How many of them is willing to put their life in the battlefield? None. Okay. You from the Islamic community, you are the only one that I see, right, is in the battlefield. And you are a man of God also. You are minister of religion. What about the Hindus?
I tell you something.
It isn't so nice to sit at the pulpit or stand at the pulpit and preach and talk in sweet, nice, flowery words. Come out in the battlefield. Show what you are made up of. Do not be a juice belly. Do not be a dal belly. And do not be a yellow belly Indian or a pilau belly African. Come out and support your people.
You all, those of you who are listening to this program, right? We have seen a lot of things, and I will just mention a few things to you. First and foremost in this program here, before we take any break, I want to say hats off to the Hunters Association.
Yes.
Run that video, please. The Hunters Association of Trinidad and Tobago deserve highest.
Look at the mother hugging the child.
Imam,
God is great, you know.
Yeah, they deserve a high award, right? Because of their selflessness. Right? Because of the attitude and the camaraderie that they have been doing. I remember this.
In every loss, in every human loss.
And I'll tell you something. These people are doing these things and they are not getting any stipend from no government agencies.
None at all, yeah.
And if they do get anything, maybe it would have been very menial. Right? So my friends, again, Sentinel Media Broadcasting would take this opportunity sincerely from management and staff to extend a heartful gratitude and thanks on behalf of the mom and the family of that little child who went missing and was found. And normally it could have been a tragic story, yes, right? And that was averted simply because people of love and passion and good character, they saw it fit to know that another human being was suffering. That's the reason that they went for.
Yes.
They didn't go there for no media mileage. Because I know some of those guys, they don't want no media mileage, just like Prem and myself. We don't want that. All we want from you all people of Trinidad and Tobago is to respect the views of others. Right? We are saying that you have taken up the mantle and the responsibility of doing a job. And you know the hard part about it, you're going up again. And then you're going, you know, if a third chance comes, they will give you, they go up again.
But Imam, these deadbeat fellas who was there before and going up again, who the hell select these people? I said a deadbeat selectors or what?
No, you see, I think you wasn't listening. I think, hey, close that fridge. Close the fridge. The fridge was open. Close the fridge, right? Hear me good. What I'm saying, I have seen this. I was in the national executive of the United National Congress. I think I was the first man from Felicity, the first individual from Felicity to reach that high position in the national executive, right? And I tell you something, I have been saying this over and over. You know, the MPs are on that executive. They're not supposed to be in that executive. They have a caucus. MPs are selecting MPs, right? Whether they're deadbeat or they're not deadbeat, whether they are performer or non-performer, they have that choice prerogative. They have that understanding between each other. When we shake hand, comradeship, I want to remain there. I want to remain there for 2 terms. You know why? Because I want to get the pension.
Yes,
or they don't know what's going on. It have a big conspiracy. Once they remain there for 2 terms, they get a big pension when they get thrown out.
For life.
For life, they get a big pension, and that is what they're looking for, to secure their own hide. That is what they are there for. They are not here to represent you people. Now, some of them, I wouldn't blanket everybody and say all the MPs. We are fortunate at this point in time that we have a gentleman by the name of Rambali.
Our
MP, Dinesh Rambali. I mean, we are really lucky and fortunate that we have a guy like that who you could call, and when you call him, he would try his best to put his best foot forward to assist you. But
Imam,
what about the rest? Can the rest of people in Trinidad and Tobago, can they call us and say, Imam Rashid Karim, I can say the very same thing for my MP of Siparia, or my MP for Tabakit, or my MP for Mayaro, or my MP for Karani East, or my MP for Shogunas East. Can they say that? I dare you today on this program, call us 740-3347, and if you feel that you're calling here to malign anybody character, we're not on that, right? We're not on that. We're going to take your number and we're going to put it on the television, and the people will know exactly who called, all right? Because I know it has some fellas, it has some people outside there, they are being paid, they're getting phone card and they're getting a stipend to be trolls on Facebook, to attack people. And many times, you know, I would not respond to them simply because I know these are deadbeats. They can't even afford a good lunch. They depend, and I was feeding them too. When they come to me, they're asking me, hey, Imam, lend me 200 now.
What?
Lend me 200. Imam, lend them 200. I never see them. These are the very sad deadbeats who take money from certain elements of our party and our community to buy phone card for them, to go in there and attack the other MPs and to attack the councillors.
let me just say something here, Imam. Viewers, last week we had a caller from Sandy Grandy, okay? And another caller also, and off air, when we spoke to him, things was very, very bad with him. And I want to say hats off and a big thank you to our Imam here, Imam Rashid Karim, for his donation towards those people, and to our MP Rambali. Very, very big hampers, people. I don't want to call the amount, but very, very big. Imam, thank you once again, sir. I couldn't do it on my own. And thank you to our goodly MP, Mr. Rambali.
Thank you. I'll tell you something, Prim. We are here to serve, right? We are here to serve our community. Not everybody. I tell you something, I can see through a liar. I can see through when somebody really and truly trying to, you know, they're trying to just scheme you. I can see them. All you have to tell them is people like this, all you have to tell them, look, I am going to send my agent to your home. Let us see your condition. If you need a bed, you need a mattress, you need something, we are going to help you. I'm going to take up my boys. We have about 20 or 30 volunteers, and we're going to come, we're going to clean up your place, we're going to fix you right, we're going to try to help you. You mightn't get a mansion, but we could take some ply and some galvanize and some nail and screws and stuff.
Not forgetting the grocery.
And we can help you. Yes. But again, you know something, when like the guy who came, right, and he asked for donation for some pet wool or something. And we asked him, hey, look, we have a TV station. We have a YouTube station that has reached 7.2 million views. Those of you who are locked on, this week our status have reached 7.2 million views. And this is something that is not being made up by me or by Prim. That is hard facts coming from Facebook statistic. Right? When we tell that guy, hey, come upstairs and do a little interview, people will give you a dog chow. People will give you some, you know what he said?
People will reach out to you.
He say, I don't really want it to be public. He don't want it to be public, but he go in public places and private places to solicit donation to take care of animals.
That individual is a yellow belly, dull belly, juice belly person.
And not that alone, Prem, it clearly indicates that something is not right with him. Because here it is, we are creating the avenue for him to go and, you know, apply maybe generous people outside there who are dog lovers and who are cat lovers and who are animal lovers. They are going to call and say, hey, here what, pass by this pet shop and I'll give you £100 dog chow. But he don't want that. He want dollars.
So what does he have to hide? Understand
me, unless he, that's what I'm saying. So those of you who are locked on, the number 740-3347. The people in Abed Road who have the problem, I know for a fact that we having a problem with a certain element in Felicity where there's a duck farm, and that duck farm is really and truly wreaking havoc in the communities. You understand?
You mean the odor, that sort of thing?
The smell of the farm and all these things. I am going to highlight that in maybe another segment where that duck farm has reached intolerable to the community. It has been there for a long while, but sometimes because of the rain and stuff, you get the highest odor, right? So that is something that we're going to talk about, that duck farm that is affecting residents of Kakani Road, Felicity. We're going to talk about that very, 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 very soon. But at this point in time, I want to talk about the Shogunas Borough and what they are doing. Let me tell you all something. Director, you have the footage of the road that they pave? The one that they pave. All right, we had footage, and you will get that before the show finish. We had footage, right, where last week, that is not too far from where I live. I am thankful, yes, but again, that is for people. That road was a very, very good road. People stopped and told me while I was there videotaping that, Imam, and they thought it was me, eh? They're thinking, now, Imam, you only fix it in front of you. You only fix it in front. That's what they're saying to me. And lo and behold, I really went there to tell these people that where you fixing, please, that is not an area to be fixed. Because this whole road had two little small potholes.
And they
paved the whole road. And Greenwich Road, I want you all to see these things happening. And you know, the councillors, the want-to-be councillors, right? They're going to go in these areas. They want to go in these areas. I want to show Lacan Trace. Director, show me those videos. Show me those videos. This is just now. Don't run it too fast. This is acceptable. You see all those material there, the blocks and all those things. Residents went and solicit, asking for 2 bucket and 3 bucket of material and thing, and they filled that. That's the beginning of the road. Next photo. Look at this. I want you all to see this. This is not a ravine. Okay? This is not a ravine.
But it looking like a river.
Let me tell you something. This, let me see, producer, let's see the other videos. The other videos. Right. This here is Lacan Street in Petersfield. In Lacan Street, Petersfield, they have approximately 80 voters. Now, if these 80 voters, right, I want to tell these voters and them, right, you all have been living through this atrocity. This is not something that normal citizens would go through on a daily basis. You all have belly like Boli. You all have belly like Boli, and I want to say hats off to you that you didn't take a cutlass or a blade or anything of that nature and run into the Shogunas Borough and attack those councillors, because they are non-performers for you all. They have not performed their job. Look at this road. Look at these roads. Look at this road here. Now, this is the road I was speaking about. You see those big buildings here? Those are residential house. And you individual, Mr. Faik, this is your Burgess. This is your Burgess, Mr. Faik. This, if you don't know the address, I will tell you the address. This is Lacan Extension in Petersfield. And that area have a lot of voters. And those people are not going to vote you. They are not going to come out and vote you. So you're going to get a low turnout of voters, right? And you know what? You're going to get a tap on your back and say, yes, again, you win again. Maybe you're going to win, yes, but how much votes you're going to lose? And that is going to translate when it comes, Prem, to the general election. That is the point I'm making. That is the reason why I'm igniting all these sparks right now. I want to tell you, I don't want to remain in opposition. I want to be in government. I would like to be in government, and I want to be in government so that people can get assistance. Where assistance is needed, people are going to get assistance. The Felicity Arena, those of you who do not know, it is one of the food basket of Trinidad and Tobago. When Sunday come, and I brought it up to the audience, and I brought it to the listening audience. Central Trinidad is a beautiful food basket. Those of you would realize this. I said to you Sunday, when you make your nice kalalu and your stew chicken and your red bean and your nice boil and fried plantain, and you cut your nice slices of sweet potato and you eat that with your nice greens and salad, and you're enjoying that with a nice soft drink or a beverage, know for a fact that that sweet potato came from Felicity. And no thanks to those people, those agencies. No thanks to them, because they did not help anybody to make their lives become easy for them. The farmers have to put out, and the farmers have to put out, and the farmers had to put out, and when they jack up the price of sweet potato $10 or $12, you all are lamenting and quarreling when 8 or 7 of those dollars have to go back for preparation for things like reaching the land and taking the produce out of the land. This is madness. So my friends,
you know, for that level of non-performance and neglect to those people, that may have get a promotion in UNC.
I tell you something, United National, for the first time in history, Take my word.
Yeah, he might get a promotion.
Take
he might become an MP.
Take my word for granted. This is the first time.
Dinesh Rambali, you might get kicked out. You might get kicked out, and this mayor, for his wrongdoings, might get a promotion.
I am saying this today. A rude awakening is going to be felt by the United National Congress.
Imam, let's take a break.
We're going to take a
It's 10
break,
minutes.
and when we come back, we're going to continue on our discourse here today on hard facts, illustrating the madness that is taking place under the watch of this government and under the scrutiny of the United National Congress.
My friends, good afternoon and welcome once again to the program Hard Facts. You are viewing on Sentinel Media Broadcasting. With me in studio is the Chief Executive Officer and Managing Director of this station, Imam Rashid Karim, and I am your co-host, Premchand Balew. My friends, this is a lovely, beautiful Saturday evening. And in this program, Hard Facts, Imam, I think the facts today is even harder than Hard Facts.
Exactly.
All right? We have dealt with a lot of issues so far. With gay marriages, we have dealt with Minister of Religion being silent on it. We have dealt with bad roads, drainage in the Shogunas Borough Corporation. We have dealt with a little bit of the local election coming up, and we are moving along at a very, very tough and fast pace. Imam, let me hand over to you.
Okay, thank you, my best friend, for the period that we have known each other, maybe 40 years.
Yes.
And counting. And again, have we had any arguments or anything?
Well,
in that period of time?
we disagree on certain topics and issues. But as human beings, as a Hindu, as a Muslim, as friends, no. Every project that we have worked on, we were successful.
And the outcome was tremendous.
Yes.
Great. So
and people were pleased.
So I say Alhamdulillah. All praises for God Almighty. Alright? We continue our program here today, my friends. Now, we have to understand, the people of Trinidad and Tobago, whether you are black people, white people, Chinese people, Portuguese people, colored people, no colored people, Coolie Indian, whatever you are, okay? This is for you. Do not allow yourself to be seduced by the devil. Do not allow yourself to be seduced and think that, they're going to do something for you and this one is nobody's going to do nothing for you unless you make that change, you become that change you want.
Imam, let me say something here.
Go ahead.
When I am lecturing to my audience in Hinduism, I always use this term or this example. If you sit with your Japmala, your rosary, and you say Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Sri Lakshmi Narayanaya Namaha, Om Namo Hanumate Namaha, rice, flour, oil, sugar, and the other things will not fall from the sky.
Exactly.
You have to get up and work. For that is the law of the universe. You work. In Hinduism, the first letter of the Hindi alphabet, Imam, is Ka. Ka means karam, work. Ka, then you eat. Ka means to eat, cow. Okay?
Cow.
Cow means to eat. So you work first. Prayers without action is of no value. God is not going to come and put an X in
No, well, I'll tell you something. You know something, Prem, and we have to be real. Behind all those controversies, there's somebody benefiting.
There is a supreme power, Imam.
No, we're talking about this worldly challenges,
okay,
right?
yeah.
If you see somebody suffering somewhere, it is because that was administered by his own hands, number one.
Yes.
Or it was administered by people who is known affiliates to him. Our problem here today, let me tell you all something. Listen, citizens of Trinidad and Tobago. Our life could become very easier. Let me tell you a few things. I want you all to listen, take a pen and paper and start to write down. There's a big conspiracy going on. They attack it. I talked about this already. In the earlies, there was the Nazis and the German was the enemy in the movies. Then they came, no, first it was the Indians and the whites. That's the Western.
Yeah.
And then they go on German and the Nazis against the Americans. And then now, about 10, 15 years ago, the battle was against the towel head. That is the Muslims. The Muslim world and the Muslim empire was the enemy of that time. And now, my friends, that have changed. They realize that people have become smart and they have become intelligent. So what they're doing now, they're using guerrilla warfare in the sense of, they're creating problems. You'll find that there's a sickness, there's an outbreak of coming out of some disease, and then you have to be vaccinated, and then after that vaccination, that becomes null and void, and you have to get another vaccination. And you look behind all those scenarios, there's some people benefiting from your disasters.
Big time they benefited.
Right? So I want to let you all know, my friends, in politics of Trinidad and Tobago, anytime you hear one political party discriminating and pulling that discrimination card, know for a fact that they have nothing good to offer. Because let me tell you all something, whether it be the United National Congress and they are preaching race, whether it be the PNM and they are preaching race, know for a fact that they have no value for you, the citizens of this country of Trinidad and Tobago. All they're doing is dividing you and making you enemies. I tell you something, many of you would not know this. I grew up in Lavante. I grew up in Pashley Street, Lavante, Morgan Lane to be exact. Right? And when we grew up there, we used to be living in harmony with all the neighbors. We used to be living there. That is by Willie's Bakery, Pashley Street, and up there. And let me tell you something. Now, today, it is a divided state. You can't go there.
Yes, you can't go there.
You can't go there. You can't walk there. And that has been done by the political forays of Trinidad and Tobago. Right? They have divided this country. And they are dividing and ruling the people, my friends. And you know what is happening? They are doing a really good job when it comes to that. Making certain elements of society look like the crooks and other elements of the society look like the movie stars. And we are not here for that. We are here, if the PNM is doing something good, if Dr. Keith Rowley is doing, but he's putting his foot in his mouth too much. Right? Too much. And the United National Congress, they need a voice. They don't have a voice. They don't have a voice to really and truly champion. Because when you look at this station, we started just 3 months. Just going, this is the 4th month we started. And we have 7.2 million engagement, 7.2 views, right? And you will see that there are people who have political meetings and they have 10 and 12 people watching. Who is watching that? Who is watching? People want, my friends, they want to act. They want actions. People want to do work. People want to see work happening. People want to see things happening in their community. Not people just warming chairs and looking and watching and waiting for somebody to come and do the job for them. No, my friends. We are here on Hard Facts to put some fire under the seats of those people who are bench warmers.
Yes.
This is what we are here for. And we are calling on the citizenry of Trinidad and Tobago to join with us. Right? Let us send a clear message. Whether you are living in Lavante, whether you live in Point Fortin, whether you live in Chaguanas East, Chaguanas West, let us send an example to them. This election coming here, this local election coming here, we could show those Mickey Mouse leaders, that here what the power to make you or break you is in the hands of the people. And I tell you all, United National Congress is going to get a rude awakening simply because of not listening to the voice of the people is the voice of God. I can't say that for the PNM. I cannot say that for the PNM because I tell you something. Listen carefully what I'm saying. Who vex laws? You drive from Toko to Karanaj and you are going to see at least 25 big projects going on. You are going to see roadworks being done. You are going to see things happening.
Highway being paved, Imam.
Right? And when you look at Central Trinidad, when you look at South Trinidad, you are going to realize that nothing is being done. And you know why it is so? It is because the people who is selected, not elected, I want to reiterate it.
Selected.
Those people are selected because leaders want to remain till they die behind the podium, and they want to remain as leaders of the nation, and they want to make history, and they want to go to, you know something, my friends, it is better, and I want you all to listen to this, write down this, Imam Rashid Karim telling you this today, it is better to live like a water lily, live for one day, blossom and give beautiful fragrance and beauty to the world, than to live like a big oak tree for 1,000 years and nobody knows that you ever existed, my friends. It is better that you live like a water lily. And this is what this program is all about. Educating and letting people know that the voice of the people is really the voice of God. But you have to make effort and sacrifice. God is not going to change your condition unless you want to change.
Well said.
Go ahead.
Imam, today is the 1st of July.
Yes.
Election is in the
14
14th of August.
July, August.
14th of August, right?
Right.
Good. So we have a month and 14 days. We are not seeing any campaigning being done in I cannot speak for other areas. Shogunas West constituency, Caroni, Monroe. Are there any campaigning going on in the city area?
Today, PNM making real headway.
I'm speaking about the UNCs.
None
is happening. When are you going to come? What are you afraid of?
Prem. You know Prem means friend, right?
Love.
Right, love and friend. Right. Love and friend. Let me tell you all something. You look at the statistics. Those of you who have Dr. Google in your computer, Dr. Google, you Google it and see. Look at all the local and general election results, and you're going to realize that 18, 19 seat goes to the UNC and the rest goes to the PNM. 2 in Tobago extras. You will always have a head start in Tobago. Tobago people are not going to vote UNC. Mark my words for it. So that is 2 seats sure for PNM. They will fight, but they will love up each other when come for election day. So don't get them wrong. Good. My point here today, my friends, is this. Right? My point is this. The United National Councillors, Congress councillors and MPs, they know that we don't really have to go outside. Because I remember walking and I look at the arrogance of some of these fellas and I tell myself, hey man, what the hell are you doing here? When I look and I listen to it, because I up on the third floor and I there with them listening and all these things and I say, hey, this is how people as normally react. No, you can't react. Every single person, every single individual should be respected, whether they for you or against you. If somebody call in the show right now, I tell you already, and they start to abuse and say this, that, the next, we will cut them off here, but I won't go and be arrogant and condemn and think, no. Thank you, brother, you go ahead. Enjoy your day. Because I'm not going to waste time. I don't have enough time to waste behind you maligning different people character. We are standing here. We are here in this program only to highlight things that they were supposed. All right, okay, listen carefully. All right, audience, you are our audience outside there. Hard facts audience, it is billing. We didn't have a 5 million people, just so. We didn't have 7.2 million people locked on to Sentinel Media Broadcasting, just so. They came in because they see things that we are doing that will change or bring some effect or betterment in their life. All right, that is what they are here for. They are watching us. Some of those people are watching to see which mistake or which name are calling, so they will send libelous letter to us. But again, my friends, once you take up the podium and the mantle of leadership in the public domain, expect that. Okay? Expect that. Right? And we are saying that, you know, if these guys are them, right, call me and say, Imam, call the station 740-3347, 372-2129. Call the station and say, Imam, what you're saying is rubbish. We fix that road. We do that. We do this. We do that. And you saying we do that. Come out and tell people. And I will get the very said people who you say fix it for. I will get them on studio and let them tell you that you are lying. That you are only seeing about yourself and your families and your friends and those people who you feel are your well-wishers. And you are hanging people to dry. And this is why you are going to get a rude awakening. People are changing. I don't care who they vote for. I don't care who they vote for. Who they vote for, I all your business. Right? But you have to send a clear message. This local government election, this election will either make or break or buck up. This is the advice you have to send. This is the clarion message that you have to send to the opposition. That hear what? You cannot take me for jackass. You cannot take us for fools. You cannot take us for donkeys. You cannot take us for burro. You cannot take us for that anymore. We are human beings. We put you there. We vote for you. And we expect the best from you. You are enjoying ham, lamb, and jam, as you would say.
Yes.
Ham, lamb, and jam, and people can't even get the crumbs of breads. Of a piece of bread. They can't get the crumbs.
You did nothing for the past 3 years.
What they
You are
do?
going up again. What are you going to do? What could you do more when you did nothing for the past 3 years? How are you going to face the electorate, partner? How are you really going to feel? You come and meet Premchand Bale. Come and meet Premchand Bale in Ashraf Road. And tell me what you have done and what you intend to do.
All right, another thing
Stop being a hypocrite.
I want to invite all the UNC councillors, because this is my area. And even so much so, well, as I say before, PNM people, right? PNM councillors and things, they don't really have to do any work because the MPs for the area, they are in government and they're in strategic a position and they would assist and they would help out and so forth and so. When was the last time you hear places like Valsain clamor for road?
Never.
Rohan Sinana living there?
Yeah. Never.
You hear about any time in the deep north, we're talking about Diego Martin down on this section here, going up to, you know, Glenvale and all those Paxvale and all those kind of things, all that Santa Cruz area there. You're going to realize that they have been fixed, because I tell you something, big boys living there. They have the hand in the cookie jar. Them could get things done by a phone call, but we had to come here and rant and rave and brave. We have to brave for 2 years and 8 months to get one road in Felicity repair. One road.
Imam, let me tell you something, They have material, you know.
Thousands.
They are patching roads. Greenwich Road is out of the map. That will exist in Felicity. And Ashraf Road does not exist in the map of Shogunas.
We are going to mobilize the people. I tell you something, we're going to mobilize the people and don't vote for them. Don't vote for them.
The people are already echoing those sentiments, Imam. They are not going to get
If
vote.
you can't come out now and meet people and tell the people what you could do, and come out and do it, don't tell them, because
also tell the people what you supposed to that you didn't do, why you didn't
and
do
apologize. I call on the councillors to apologize. You understand? Come and apologize for the people in Greenwich Road, in Lacan Street. Give me see that Lacan Street again, man. Director, show me that video. Look at this road. You could just lift that a little bit there. I want to carry fishing. You want to go fishing with me?
Yeah, sure.
I think we could go fishing there.
Right there.
Yeah. We might get some cascadoo and some wabin. Yeah? Wabin. You remember the song where Lacan Carrier sing?
Yeah.
Yeah. He see that. He see that pothole and he get the intuition. he watch
get
the
inspiration to write
yes.
the song. Yeah.
He get the inspiration. Look at pothole. We have the Guinness Book. Right?
Well done, Mayor Faik.
Yeah, we have the Guinness Book of Records.
Yeah. Well done.
Right?
I hope you political leaders see that of the UNC.
Nah, they won't see that. They
See
won't.
that?
They will
How
watch.
nice your councillors performing, and your mayors. Watch how nice they
They
performing.
will watch. You want to see Guardian CNC3,
Huh?
right? And TV6. Those are the important channel for them, right? But this station, Sentinel Media Broadcasting, is going to reach places, because I tell you something. We are here to highlight the atrocities that is perpetrated by this government or whichever government that is in power, number one. And those opposition who are remaining silent and being fed. Means to say that they are benefiting from the coffers of the country, from the central government, because they are collecting. I saw just recently on Facebook that a certain councillor received a $60,000 check. All right, she received a $60,000 check, and that check was made out to a certain party, right? And what happened? That money was hijacked, right? It was hijacked with reasons that has to be utilized for other purposes, right? Now these are things that, how can people do that? How can you do that? Do you all know councillors? Do you all know people of Trinidad and Tobago that the councillors have to give 10% of their salaries, or 8% or 5% or whatever percentage of their salary every month to the party that give them that authorization, that nod? Do you know that? And these are things, when you calculate, you have 141 councillors.
47, I think.
140
Yeah.
something, give or take a couple, right? And you will see that maybe you have about 68 or something, you have about 68 opposition and maybe 75 or something like that in the governing party. And they have to give 10% for what? That is dues. Like, you know, like the unions, you have to give dues. That is the reason why, you see,
Like we back for selection.
yes, I tell you something, we have to be very, very careful. Right? You are citizens of this country, you have the right to choose and to select that person who would represent you in your community.
You know what? A young girl in my village said to me this morning. I gave her a lift to Sugarnas. She said, "Uncle Prim, we have a right to vote." Not so. I said, "Yes." She said, "We have a right also not to vote." You know.
Exactly.
So I said, "Sweetie, so you're not voting?" She said, "Uncle Prim, I'm not voting for that man who grew up in the area." He said, and she used the word deadbeat. That's what I brought up in the program here today. Deadbeat people, right? With no vision, no dynamism, no fire in the belly to stand up for people. When you sit in your meeting in the Borough Corporation Day, what do you do around that negotiating this for money for your area? What do you do?
Exactly, and this is why we are asking our audience, those of you who are locked on, we missed about 4 or 5 calls.
We have a
I think we
problem.
have we had a work on that. I think we had to run a separate line, a separate entity, so that we can receive those calls. But again, those of you who would like to try us, 740-3347 or 372-2129. Those are the numbers that you can reach me in studio, identify some of your problems. We would not be able to highlight every problem, but again, I'll tell you something, we are going to sit here, we're going to come to you, we're going to take out your photos, identify your problems, and we're going to highlight it, whether they listen or they don't listen. I'll tell you something, Greenwich Road is going to be fixed.
Imam, listen to me.
Greenwich Road is going to be fixed.
Whether they listen or not, the electorate is listening to us, you know.
Exactly.
So they're going to feel it somewhere or the other.
Exactly. And I say a rude awakening is going to be felt by this opposition. And it is not only going to be in central Trinidad. It is going to be a clean sweep when it comes to people who have been selected time and time again. You can't go up there because you are the leader good and you get 5 times. You get the opportunity 5 times to go in council. There are people like that, Prem. I'm not making it up. Prem, there are people like that. They have the nod of the political leader. The leader loves them. Them have brigade. They have this, they have that, they have the next. They can do anything and get away with it.
Imam, the only love you're supposed to have as a political leader is choosing people.
Let me tell you something.
People who can work for the people.
I want
to serve the people.
Prem, I want to divulge a secret here today. And I want John Public to listen to this. I am the chairman of the IFST, the Islamic Fidel Service Trust. That is an organization that is in existence over 45 years now. And let me tell you something. During the COVID period, we initiated, that is the group. I am the chairman of that group. Matters not, I am UNC. I am an activist with UNC. I am in charge of security for the UNC. I've done a lot of work for the UNC. I've done a lot of things for the political party, United National Congress. Okay?
Were you close to the political leader?
I was very close to the political leader on many occasions. If you want to classify closeness by sitting in a chair, that was done, and also by communication, by meeting and having all these.
From a professional level?
Yes. But what I'm saying, being the chairman of that Islamic organization, the body, the executive took a decision that we are going to establish a clinic where we're going to administer free medication or give medication at a cost.
A reduced cost?
At the cost, not even reduced. We would have been paying the mobilization, but the medication would cost us a value. We would just go and sell back that. We would buy a wheelchair for $800. We're going to sell it back. We're going to buy a walker for $75. We're going to sell it back for $75. The costing and the running of the office we would have bought the cost of management and the operation and all these things.
The administrative.
Lo and behold, Imam Rashid Karim being the chairman, the organization took a decision that we're going to invite the Minister of Health, who was Terence Dial Singh, to come to cut the ribbon to open that, which is only right. Lo and behold, when Terence Dial Singh came there, Minister Terence Dial Singh came there, he cut the ribbon and he gave his speech and all these things, right? And we were in the newspaper, that Imam Rashid Karim was with Terence Dial Singh.
So he's a PNM now?
So I was a PNM. You understand? Look, I have an office, right? I'm just telling you how ridiculous. I had to walk like I walking on broken bottles in this community that I live in and in this country I live in. If I had to eat something, I had to watch where I eat in. If I had to drink something, I had to make sure it had max tag, it had no value on it, no name on it.
Yes, yes.
Right? That is the position I reach. Now, the PNM people, they came to me and asked me, Imam, we heard you have a building on Kakandi Road and we want to rent that building from you for our office. Boy, lo and behold, I mean, party, community and everything come into my mind. I say, look, I think I could do without that payment because I tell you, we have people who is so arrogant in this community and even other country and other communities. They would say, oh, the office by the Imam, he turned PNM, he gone red, you know. And,
so
and
you,
right now,
you lose revenue because of
no,
people's
right now, this country business so bad, right? Business so bad when it comes to hardware and all the other business. Look at the papers. Look at Trin City Mall, how much business closed.
Yes,
go in these malls. Only open mall is Minister of Trade and Commerce and all these things. Go in the mall and see how much store closing down because people cannot pay rent. Now I have to deny myself Prem, and I angry.
An income.
I have to deny myself an income because I have to deal with some nincompoops. Right? They will think now, hey Imam Rashid, hey, he's a big PNM boy, I see the office by you. This is what they're thinking. So now I have to lose our income. Right? Because of that. To please them.
To please your party.
No, not party, man.
To please the people.
To please the area that I live in. Because I tell you something, it have people with intelligence and it have people with lack of intelligence.
Yes.
Alright? So my friends, again, those of you are locked on, right? The ball is in your court. Right? This is all we can say to you. If the party shoving down something, you are a vegetarian, right, Prem?
Yes.
And they shoving meat in your throat, you're going to eat it because party say eat it?
No, you have to revolt now.
As a Muslim and a man jamming a piece of ham in my mouth, I open my mouth and say, yeah, the party, UNC say eat it, boy, eat it. No, I'm not stupid.
True.
I'm not stupid. And this is what an example I'm giving you. The parties, you are Muslim and they're shoving ham.
You will retaliate.
Right? And you are a vegetarian. And there's a Hindu and they're giving you beef to eat. No, that is unfair. The party have to be considerate and put people who the burgesses select, not who user friendly to you. And that is what is happening. And that is why you're going to get a rude awakening. We are not blackmailing you. I don't want nobody call me because I cannot convert the hearts of the people. I cannot change the hearts of the people. People are intelligent, people are stupid. You wanna vote PNM? Go ahead and vote PNM. You wanna vote UNC? Go ahead and vote UNC. But we are here to tell you, this area is UNC from the beginning to now. It have never gone to the PNM hand. Maybe some of you are saying to me, and people are saying this, better we give PNM a chance.
Yes, we may be lucky to get better drains and roads.
Excuse me. Maybe better we give PNM a chance. We might get something we don't know. I don't know, but what I'm saying, people are saying they are thinking like that. So that is the reason why I'm saying there's going to be a rude awakening. And if you feel that, your area nobody is going to talk and nobody clamoring and people just staying quiet because, we love you and because you have been propagating this kind of, them is African and we is Indian and this thing and everything. That is going to change people of Trinidad and Tobago. That is going to change.
Imam, the younger voters are looking for a third party, They are looking for a way out of this nonsense.
Let me tell you something. You all look at the statistics, right? 35% of the population of Trinidad and Tobago is the voters.
Yeah.
Where the rest of the people? Where the rest of voters? Why it is that they are not coming out? Why it is that they are not? These are the culprits. I want to thank all those persons who come out and vote and show that democracy really and truly is alive.
Yes.
But those other people, right? I'm talking to you and you and those of you who are watching and listening. I'm talking to you because you say you're not going to vote. By not going to vote, you know what you're doing? You will take the crowbar. You will take the crowbar in your back and you will walk and you will plow like a donkey and a buffalo.
And be whipped.
Exactly.
And be whipped.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So we have to stand up. Don't say you are going and vote. If you love PNM, vote PNM. You love the UNC, vote UNC. You want to change that scenario, and you feel, here what? Philip Alexander, he's a vociferous voice. He's there, he's talking, and he, for the longest while, he's trying to see if he could bring some sense in people who don't have sense head, right? We know that. We see a new party coming up there, NTA. We see a new party coming up there, NTA, right? And that is something, again, my friends, All those things are choices that you have. Tell the girl who you give the job, go back and meet her. Tell her sister or niece or daughter, look, you have a choice. Don't say you're not going to vote. Utilize that power, because that touch of the finger that you are going to make is either going to make you or break you. Go outside and vote. Vote people who you feel. Don't study black, white, blue or green. Don't study that. If you feel somebody is going to make some changes, you're going to vote the same thing again, because the party said to vote the same thing. And these very sad people, they don't even come and look for you. They don't even pick up the phone. When you call them, they're telling you email them. Before it's going in, and you see them on TikTok, going all over the place. You see them in other countries for holidays. When was the last time, Prem, you take a vacation? I want to ask the listening audience.
About 25 years.
When was the last time you take a plane and go to Tobago? If you go to Tobago right now, they treat you like aliens. They treat you like aliens if you go in Tobago. And what causing that? Because of the political divide. Let me be real. Because of the political divide. I remember going in England, in Heathrow Airport, and you know you wear this Muslim garb and all this kind of thing. At that point in time when I was there, I tell you something, you could have seen that there was a tension between the people and the Islamic community in England at that time. You could have seen it. And that is what is happening, and that has been fueled, that has been projected by the political parties of this country. They are propagating Indian party, African party, Chinese party, whatever party. And that is what is separating you and I. That is what is causing crime in this country. That is what is causing the economy to go down. That is what is causing tourism to fall to the ground. That is what is causing agriculture to go down the drain. That is what is causing our roads and all the infrastructure to fall apart. Let me tell you something. The only reason why TNTech and WASA and Digital and the mobile function is because people pay them hard cash, and those agencies are not run by the government.
True. Yes,
Those agencies are bought and sold out. The government sold out. They only have 1%, maybe 1% bargaining power over. They sell out the pitch lake, they sell out the oil field, they sell out the agricultural lands. They do everything possible. All we have to stand up on right now, my brothers and my sisters, is to build on the same one lot of land that you have. Go up 3 and 4 and 5 stories. This is what happened in India. This is what happened in China and other places, because bad governance that have weakened the fabric of our society, continuously remain there because you say me are going to vote. Vote and vote.
And a poor watchdog in the form of the opposition of the country.
Exactly.
And the property tax coming, eh? Latest local election finish, it coming.
And you know something, we talk about that property tax a little bit, right? When that property tax come into effect, a man who is paying $1,500 a month rent will have to pay $1,800 a month. He had to go up 300, right?
Yes.
And that is simply because property tax is in effect. Now that man and woman who is working in a store, who is working in the gas station, who is working in the supermarket, them have to fork out 150 more so that they can pay the rent, so that the landlords can pay their property tax. Bottom line is this, right? All those taxes that is going to be implemented by whether it's the PNM, whether it's the UNC, whether it's whoever goes in power, that taxes trickle down back to the hard-working citizens of this country who work for the hourly rate.
Yeah.
Right, Prim? Correct me if I'm
wrong. It is going to skyrocket the cost of living also in Imam. How would the poor man make out, boy? Huh? How would the poor man make out? Imam, I pay tax in every single material that I used to build my house. Right? And to come and pay this tax now, how you doing that? Eh?
This is an impossible life.
Where is the opposition voice in this?
And I'll tell you something, right? They will go in parliament. They don't know about mobilization. They can't come down in the ground and face people. That is something they cannot come. MPs cannot walk the area. And I'm not talking about 1 or 2 MPs. The majority of the MPs, they doesn't take advice. I give certain element of our society advice. I say, look, every single month, if you have 5 or 6 areas that you have to visit, every month you go one time for the month. You pass with a mic and let them call it MP Day.
Yes.
And the people will come there. If 5 people come, you report it on your board. 5 people came to meet MP today. So these very sad people, my friends, on the day of question, you would have evidence that I went to these people because they sometimes, you know something, they like to forget quick. Oh, MP don't come, and MP, he's an MP for one area, and he don't come here, and he don't come here. Some is true, some is true, not all is true, but some is true. There are MPs who only, you see them election day, you see them debating in parliament, yes, but only election time they will come. And if they favor a certain councillor, they will go to that councillor, maybe support him. But other than that, my friends, you the people of Trinidad and Tobago, whatever the parties, and I say parties, plural, the parties push down your throat, you have to accept it and go out and vote. There are other choices. Come out and vote, but vote for somebody else. Whether they win, loss or draw, your vote could escalate into another man's victory. And you can send a clarion call, a clean message to those two parties that here what? Look at this, I look at that. You see the night of election, we're going to have a big panchayat here. We're going to have some, we're not going to forget, see those fellas from university with those degrees, we don't want them here. I hear who I looking for. I looking for a man in the street. I looking for a man in the street who really and truly have no work. I bring in here on that corner of the table. I bring in a lady who is a wife, a single mother, yeah, who have 3 children to mind, husband gone. I bring in she across there. Prem, you will take this corner, I will take this corner, and we will bring a moderator. We bring somebody neutral to sit here, and we're going to dissect.
Imam, do you know there are single mothers in this country who have to compromise their body, their sexuality, to put food on that table? Where are the MPs where this is concerned? What is the government doing about this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so
this society is suffering real bad, you know.
And I just, before we close, right, you know, I always like to have some, this program we're going to have, you know, we now Titan, we're in Titan stage, Prim. You know, you had the Gaga Gugu. Yeah. This is the Gaga Gugu stage, right? We're Titan right now. Alright? Then we go start a bite finger, you know, you put
sock finger.
Yeah, sock finger, bite finger. And then we go start a walk, then we go start a creep, then we go start a run. This is the stage, we're in the Gaga Gugu stage, right? And let me tell you something. Those people who are looking at your social medias, right? You're going to realize something. You know what? For the past month, Prim, right? You know, in the Hindu faith, there's Agra.
Yes,
Agra.
Yeah.
I feel like
when you're experiencing a bad patch.
Yes. Well, I feel that this country going into Agra right now because, Director, let me just see some of those photos. Look at these accidents that happening. That's number 1. Accident number 1. Accident number 2. Accident number 3. Accident number 4. Where do you want me to continue? Accident number 5. We talking about in all those accidents with the exception of one. There was no fatality. All these the bodies on the roadway. Watch there. Right? This is happening. This is 1 month. Within the space of 1 month, all these major accidents took place, Prim. And as I said before, I don't really believe in GRA and all these things, but that is something that people have to really take into consideration, right?
But Imam, let me ask you a question. How do you know about GRA? You spoke to me in fluent Hindi one day downstairs. I was stunned. I was shocked. What is your background?
All right. After, I remember this, right? Sat Maharaj.
Yeah.
The great Sat Maharaj,
yes,
right? You know what he used to call me? He used to call me the Hindu Imam. He used to take the Muqdar and say the Hindu Imam from Felicity. Now, I went to the Felicity Hindu school. I jumped Ramlila in my early age. I used to sing plenty bhajan. I used to take my grandmother, hold her hand and go in the temple and sit down for Sai Baba prayers and you name it, Bandara, Shavin, Puja. I used to have to take my grandmother's hand and go and sit down there. Why? Because I was the obedient son. Right? I wasn't the one to run here and run there and play and think. I used to sit down, stay with my grandmother. I lived by my grandmother. She was a staunch Hindu. I got my Hindu philosophy and background from that. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave me guidance when I reached the age of 18 years old. Right? And all I never neglect and never criticize and I never try to cross any boundaries to tell people that I am better than them. You are better than me. But the point here I'm making, my friends, as you mentioned it, many people didn't know that. Many people didn't know.
I didn't even know
we
this.
grew up in a Hindu village, right? My mom was Hindu, she accepted Islam. My grandmother, my grandfather, they were practicing Hindus. As I said before,
So you used to go to Ramandia,
Rama
Puja,
is,
and what other name?
but man, it had nobody who used to eat more Mahanbog than me. It had nobody. Let me tell you something. Mahanbog, brother, when things was bad,
Yes.
and we were catching with Royal Nenen, we didn't have nothing to eat. You know what I used to do? We used to listen for the sunk.
Yes, yes.
We used to listen for the sunk, and we know for a fact
Press
that
coming
a
to
press
close.
coming to close.
Yeah.
And we will run there and we will get Mahanbog and we will eat some Mahanbog and live. That is how we live. So don't get tied up. Those of you who are locked on and feel that Imam Rashid Karim just come out, you know, from a bag, they just pull out from a bag. No. Growing up in Felicity is one of the best places to live, and that is the reason why I tell you all something today. I am not going to allow any political party to come and be prostituted in my community and rape my community.
Yes.
And take the
values.
the virtues and the values and the merits of this community, because I've seen it done in the past. Because we give our life to the United National Congress and we get nothing for it. Communities, let me tell you all something, and people, Felicity people listen, Charlieville people listen. There's a community that is called Edinburgh 500. That community just come in last 2 weeks. I just say last 2 weeks.
Yeah.
They have multipurpose hall. They have gymnasium. They have a whole set of things. They have schools. They have playfield. They have park. They have basketball court. They have everything. And Felicity in existence from day one. And we don't even have a community center. Representation to the grandest. And we put in people again. We put in people again to toe the party line. Hey people, Felicity people. Felicity people. All you know what they're doing, eh? Know what they're doing this time. Send a clear message to them. To the people have to understand. The political leader of the party, you have to understand that there is expiry date. There is an expiry date in all the goods in any supermarket. And you have to read the label. When is your expiry date? And you have to understand when is your expiry date and move out in the grandeur and the glory. And you know something? Be proud of your heritage. Leave with a smile. Then you leave business. You remember Manning, when Manning went Balize house?
Yes,
the
yes,
night?
yes.
How the people kick him and
Oh,
run him
man,
and
he
chase
was
him.
insulted in the worst manner.
I never tell something. I had a special love for man.
Yeah.
That fella had a way to talk. You understand? He had a nice way.
Respectable human being. Yeah.
And he was kicked out of the Balize house.
By his own.
By his own people. I don't want that to happen to any political leader under the United National Congress. And you know something? You all have to understand that. We're not wishing you that, but you have to know exactly when your time has expired. Don't wait for, you know something? If victory come here, if victory come in this local government election, because PNM doing a lot of stupidness, right? It's not UNC doing good. You know the enemy of my enemy is my friend?
My friend, of course.
The enemy of my enemy is my friend.
That's a famous Basil Pandey political statement.
So what we are seeing here now, if the PNM is not doing good, right?
And the opposition is not highlighted.
Then wait, then you are friends of each other.
Yeah.
And that is the clarion call that we are saying. People of Trinidad and Tobago, you love PNM, vote PNM. You love UNC, vote UNC. Okay? And the other parties who are there, you give them a chance, let them get some sort of, you know, leverage so that they can be able to do. The more people in the foray, they are going to bring proper representation. Right? So I want to thank you all very, very much. We did have a wonderful show today. Again, hats off to the Hunters Association of Trinidad and Tobago for rescuing and finding that little girl. I know how her mother, you know something? I remember a certain incident happened to me. And you know what I say? Hear what I say. I say, if I get this thing and I come through this thing, I'm going to buy KFC for all the beggars and shavanas. That's what I say. And lo and behold, I'm not saying this for name and fame and show. Sometimes you need to make a little bargain with the Lord, right? And you know, when I get through with it, you know what I do? It's $27 about KFC. At that time, KFC was just $22.
2 piece or 3 piece?
2 piece.
Okay, that's what it
Them fellas are custom going in the bin and get it. When you hand them the box, so them frightened to take it.
Take it, yeah.
I say, no, take it. They think we testing them. Hey, take this box. They don't want it. They are custom going in the bin. And you know something, I tell you something, I ask one of the fellas, I say, so how come all of them be saying, no, here we tell me, and this is not a joke, he say, boy, let me tell you something, we have a certain instinct. You see, when we see a boyfriend and a girlfriend going to eat KFC, we just wait for them, because them can't eat out a whole box of food.
Must get a piece of
No,
meat.
hear what, he say that there's eat a piece, one fry, and they go talk, this one will eat a fry and talk, and he will eat a fry and talk, and he will eat a little piece and talk, and they say, them $2 where they leaving back there,
Yeah.
that is $3.
Yeah.
Because the girl might bite one little piece of the leg and the
See
whole
how lipstick can mess up
the
now.
whole piece of chicken
Ribbon.
and the whole bug. So I said, that's what others do? They say yes.
Look how tactical those
Them
fellas
fellas
are.
are them tactical. And watch me, how you think I get that? You know how I get that inspiration? I just chat with these pipers. I just stop and talk to them. I just ask them how they're going. This is what we...
They are highly intelligent people. They are the ones that make a change in the voting
I can tell you
pattern.
something. You talk about highly intelligent. They went by a guy, a contractor guy, and the fella went for EP. He's a piper. He went for EP, and the fella say, "I don't pay. I don't pay when lamp light." You know what the piper tell him? He said, "You all the light
Or
and pay
give
me.
him the
You
damn
give me my
money."
money. You
Yes.
all the light." So this is the high intelligence.
Reverse psychology.
Yes, these are the high intelligence that these fellas have. So my friends, again, those of you who are locked on, you are looking at, you are watching Hard Facts, the only program like this in Trinidad and Tobago, where PNM have a voice, UNC have a voice, MSJ have a voice, NTA have a voice, the United Farmers Association have a voice, PEP have a voice. Call us, book the studio, and we're going to give you the studio free to highlight, and we're going to give you 7.2 producer?
Million.
7.2 million people views and opinion. At least you're going to get a percentage watching your channel and maybe supporting you when that day comes. All right, look at the statistic here. When we started with 477,000 people, we thought, hey, that's plenty. But when we reach the stage of 7.2 million people view and engage in our studio, we know for a fact that this studio is going to make places, it's going to reach places, and you, the normal citizens of Trinidad and Tobago, you have a voice. Prim?
So, Imam, we have come to the end of our program, viewers. I want to just apologize to the callers that called and didn't get through. We seem to have an internet communication problem. So, Imam, it has been a very, very, very hard facts dynamic program today. Okay, a lot of information across the floor, and we are here to simply to serve. We are here to serve as the voice of the downtrodden, the humble, the meek, the poor, the oppressed in society. All right? So I would like to say thank you again, Imam, for having me, and thanks to our viewing audience.
Thank you again. So those of you, again, my friends, those of you, as we say our final goodbye to you on Hard Facts, we are here Mondays, we are here on Wednesdays, and we are here on Saturdays. Now, many of you have been WhatsApping and giving me information. Imam, you need to do a show on an evening, because that is the time we come home and we can get a real gist, because we normally go on and we watch it on Facebook, and we glimpse it through on TikTok and all these things. But we want you all to do a program in the night where we can sit and we can have dialogue, where we can mount the platform, the political platform in our country, Trinidad and Tobago. So my friends, again, I want to say thank you. Hard Facts, thank you all very, very much for your support, for your calls, for your inspiration, and for your guidance. And again, may God Almighty bless all of us and keep us safe until our next show. I thank you. God bless our nation.